Natural Selection 2 on kohta tuleva peli. Tavoitettiin sieltä henkilö kertomaan meille jotain siitä. So, Hugh, can you really summarize what is Natural Selection 2 if you haven't played the first one?
Sure can. Natural Selection 2 is a game that combines real-time strategy with first-person shooter with two completely asymmetrical sides. We have an alien side and a marine side. So where in a traditional RTS game you would direct a unit and that unit will go where you tell it, in our game that unit is a real person. They have free will and choice.
So if the person doesn't want to go there, what then?
Then they can tell the commander to fob off, as we might say in Australia. But yeah, they can not do it. They can choose how they will engage an objective, or they could ignore an objective. Of course, if you to ignore your commander, you're probably going to lose the game.
I'm an old gamer, started like 82 with Commodore 64 and played also Natural Selection 1 and every other game there was in market. What's the main difference between Natural Selection 1 and Natural Selection 2?
Well, I guess firstly, Natural Selection 2 doesn't look like it was designed from the Half-Life engine, as NS1 was. We have modern graphics now and all that jazz. We also have now an alien commander, where once there was only the marine commander. We have a whole bunch of new units and abilities, and we're generally trying to make the game three things. One, more accessible to new players, more in-depth for advanced players, and also very balanced as well.
How high is the learning curve? If you start now, what kind of is the learning curve, and is there any skill cap?
We'd like to think firstly that there's no skill cap, that this is a game where you can continue to grow with it, just like as you see no skill cap in StarCraft or something like that. That's where we want to go with it, and we think we're getting there. For a new player right now, if you were to get into the beta right now, there is a bit of a learning curve. We are working on it though, and we're working on ways so you can ease that curve going in. We're not saying it's an easy game, but there's nothing wrong with a game being hard if it creates an awesome game experience.
What kind of skill elements? Because eSports is poorly paced on personal skills or team skills. What kind of skills does player need to be successful in Natural Selection 2?
So many. For example, if you were the commander, maybe you'd need, a high APM. You'd need to be able to manage lots of things at one time, just like a StarCraft player. Maybe if you're a Marine on the ground, you need to be excellent with firing your rifle, tracking targets, and hitting skulks that might be moving very fast in a very dark room. And if you're an alien, you're going to need skills like flying. For the flying aliens, you're going to need to be able to use the walls very well if you're a skulk. So there is a whole bunch of skills that need to be learnt. And when it comes to that Marine versus that skulk, the better skilled Marine or skulk is going to win.
Good one. You almost took my nether question. You took it out, but so there's a good skill level, which is really much needed. What about the other esports elements? Streaming, watching demos, being a spectator mode.
Sure, that's really important to us actually. The game is very moddable, which will lead me on to answering your question, which means anyone can make anything they want for the game, maps, game modes, etc. One thing we've had people make is an entire spectator mode. So a pair of guys out there made a spectator mode for us so you can watch the game and have things like health levels, resource levels, tech that's been researched by both teams or evolved for the aliens. And we actually do stream live every weekend on Twitch TV at Natural Selection 2. We have over 300 videos on demand of Natural Selection 2 being played competitively. So it's something very serious for us, is creating a very good viewing experience so that you can enjoy the game.
When is the game coming out, and is it available on Steam or Origin or some other?
The game's coming out in late August, early September. That's as definite as we can get with it. It is coming in summer. It's not available on Steam yet, but it will be. It runs on Steam at the moment. If you really want to get into it before it's finished, and I stress the fact the game is not finished, you can do so at naturalselection2.com. Otherwise, the game will be coming to Steam at the end of this summer, and you'll be able to purchase it there.
Is there also, the Steam is very community based. Can you play like the same game with your friends? Like you can ask them to join in the same game and be on the same side?
All of those Steam features that we've come to know and love, things like a server browser, friends and all that, it's all fully supported in the game, so you will be able to absolutely join friends in-game or follow them into a server or whatever. We're definitely trying to support all the Steam features we can.
Okay, thank you. Looking forward to it.